Joining us now, former British Parliament candidate with the Brexit Party and Freedom Train International founder, Jim Ferguson. Jim Ferguson, thanks for joining us.
Thanks very much indeed. Great to be on with you, James and Lydia. A pleasure to be here.
So I'm looking at this German, the results of the election there, which I think is going to be huge for, obviously for Germany, but all over Europe. And I'm wondering how big the turn is going to be from the green policies they endorsed. Right now, because they didn't want fossil fuels, they didn't even want nuclear, they now have electricity that's more than double what it is in the United States. Do you see them actually reversing and embracing efficient forms of energy, or is this just a situation where they don't go any further toward renewables?
Well, I think what's happening is that President Trump is leading the way, not just in one factor, but in many factors. And I think that Germany in particular is going through a huge change. We've seen the rise of the AfD, of course, supported by J.D. Vance and Elon Musk. And I think one of the big issues here is the fact that the globalists, the new or the old rules-based order, is starting to come under serious pressure. People are waking up across Europe, in fact, to the whole climate scam. President Trump is absolutely right to call it out for what it is. And of course, he's promoting fossil fuels. He is going and he is putting America first. It's great to see.
And of course, this is all coming at the same time where he's putting America first, and energy first policy agenda right at the top of the list among America's priorities. Take us into a little bit more about this shift to the right. You know, with respect to Germany in particular, what we're talking about here is their recent election where the conservatives saw big gains, AfD, as you just mentioned. Part of that was immigration policy, but a big part of that, to James's point, was really these concerns around energy. So how are they going to correct course here?
Well, they're going to have to get real. They're going to have to understand that the solar panels and the wind turbines just don't really cut it when it comes to energy security. We're talking energy security. And I really think that where you've got this whole Ukrainian situation, the blowing up of the pipeline, it showed to Europe just how dependent they actually were on gas and oil. And I think one of the biggest factors going forward here is indeed energy security. So all of the climate scam kind of nonsense that we've been getting thrown at us over the last decade is starting to really fall flat. President Trump is leading the way here, and I think other European leaders, including those in Hungary with Viktor Orban, for example, are starting to pay real attention, not just in this, but in the withdrawal of the World Health Organization and in many other factors. Trump is truly leading the way.
Okay, Jim, we want to move on to moments ago. Ukraine's President Zelensky spoke to Fox News' Brett Baer about the path forward after getting the boot from the White House.
How does the war end? How do you get to a deal? You're at a place right now where there is no deal. How do you get it back on track?
I think that Europe is ready for contingents and to help us with financing of big army, such big as we have now. This is our army, the part of security guarantees. Now we want to just to find the place for our biggest strategic partner, for the United States, or United States will propose where and how the United States will give us security guarantees, what kind of and what part of volume of security guarantees. And when we will be ready with this, we will come to diplomacy.
Jim, security guarantee. I know he's been looking for that all along. Obviously, there were a lot of reasons why Ukraine wasn't in NATO before this war started. We don't need to go through them all now, but obviously, we have a U.S. president who is not that keen on a security guarantee. He's looking for U.S. investment that discourages Putin without a guarantee. What is the appetite in Europe? Are the leaders in Europe wanting the guarantee, or they have that same trepidation about risking escalation with Russia?
Well, what's happening in Europe is they want to prolong the war. There's a lot of war hawks within the old globalist order, the rules-based order as they like to talk about it. And we've got a new power rising in the United States, and that is Donald Trump and his new administration. He wants peace. Vladimir Putin respects President Trump. They both respect each other, and both those nations want peace to be brought about. But it's very important to understand that what we observed in the Oval Office was unprecedented. And he was effectively evicted there from the Oval Office, from the White House. And he showed the most disgraceful conduct, constantly interrupting the president, constantly rolling his eyes. And I've just seen some reports before I come on with you that he referred to Vice President J.D. Vance as well, I don't know if I can say it on air, but it was BITCH, in Russian. And really, at the end of the day, this is quite disgraceful behavior.
I'm so sorry to cut you off there. Wish we had more time, but thank you so much